Hi, I'm Rick Kessler, and with me today is Hank Minkiewicz.
Or Minkiewicz, sports editor of the News-Herald.
Today, this week in sports, there's no other topic other than the NFL Super Bowl. What number Super Bowl are we up to now?
XXLL, I'm not sure.
I don't know either. Rumor has it there's a couple of teams playing, one from the NFC, other one from the AFC?
That's the way it goes usually.
Okay. Have you given much thought about that game?
You know, it's hard not to give thought to the game. As you say, it's the only football game going on now. We have to suffer through 2 weeks of talk and talk and talk and talk. Seems like a couple of evenly matched teams. You know, I have a team I'm rooting for. I'm not a big Baltimore Ravens fan. I'm even less of a Baltimore Ravens fan these days, when they've turned Ray Lewis into a folk hero.
Mr. Antler himself?
We're not going to go into any more about Ray Lewis's problems, stuff like, but he's certainly no folk hero, and that's kind of the way the media has portrayed him here. The other thing is, the media also seems to have adopted the old Al Davis just win thing. I guess nobody remembers 2 weeks ago that the Ravens were barely on the edge of being alive, and they scored with 30 seconds left against the Broncos. And in that game, that wasn't Raven brilliance at the end that won the game. It was Bronco incompetence. So
that Denver safety he's got a long offseason coming ahead of him.
Oh, I think he may have a long career, because I don't think anybody's going to forget this. I mean, I'm not really sure still what the guy was doing, but I think he was playing for an interception, and then he misjudged it, and then he mistimed his jump, and it was ridiculous that they completed that. And then, frankly, Peyton Manning, who I love, okay, I've always thought Peyton Manning was the consummate pro. He seems to be getting this reputation that doesn't win the big one, makes the mistake at the wrong time. Yeah, I don't want to say choke, but that's sort of where we're going. That interception was ridiculous also.
Yeah.
So we throw an interception at our own end, and they kick a field goal 2 plays later, and suddenly the Ravens are an unbeatable team. I just don't buy it. I like the way the 49ers have been playing.
The media is trying to portray Ray Lewis as the way Jerome Bettis was portrayed when the Super Bowl was at Ford Field.
Yep. Well,
Swan song. This is the local. He's not local, of course, Ray Lewis, but
right.
Swan song, and let's send him out on a good note.
Right. Absolutely. And let's be honest. There's no doubt that at one time Ray Lewis was a great football player. No question about that. He's not that player anymore, but he's never been a great citizen. He's never been a Walter Payton Man of the Year candidate. Okay, so the whole thing rings hollow to me. Oh, Ray's leaving. Okay, now the rest of the country has to fear because he doesn't have football to keep him in line. I just don't buy the whole storyline. On the other hand, I do like the 49ers. I know this will hurt you, but Jim Harbaugh is a former Wolverine quarterback, and so I've rooted for him for his whole career.
He was a former Lions quarterback, if I remember.
He was a former quarterback for a lot of people, but
he could throw that 10-yard pass about 8 yards.
He was a tough guy quarterback for the Wolverines, and that's what I remember, and that's why I've rooted for him.
Well, it's all right. Drink the Kool-Aid. That's fine.
I make the Kool-Aid.
Well, one last thing, going back to that safety for Denver, you mentioned he's going to have a long career. I'm sure the Lions will be happy to pick him up.
Yeah, he would fit right in our secondary. Maybe he could be on special teams too.
Speaking of the Lions, we have an Ndamukong Suh with the celebrity diving TV show reality.
I can't wait to see this show.
Is Ndamukong Suh saved Louis, whatever his name is?
Well, it's comedian Louis Anderson, and if any of you know Louis Anderson, what is this guy doing in a diving competition? First of all, I'm not even sure how he can sink.
Was mouth-to-mouth involved? Or
I don't think so. I think he dove into the deep end and pulled the guy off the bottom of the pool. I think that's what went on. So
he might be the only guy that could have done that.
Kudos to Ndamukong. That's a big. I don't know how serious it is, but pulling somebody out of the pool is a big deal. So
it's not a Roger Goodell staged moment to try and enhance the image of Ndamukong Suh.
Well, you never know. You never know what Roger Goodell is capable of.
And the last thing is, and mark my words, if Ndamukong Suh pulls off the triple Lindy, that top prize is his to lose.
Can't wait till the show comes out.